I love Symmetry. I'm not sure exactly why, but I've loved it since I was a kid. Most children are messy and forgetful with their things, not me. I knew everything had its place in my room. Everything was right there where it belonged. My parents didn't have it. My grandparents didn't have it either. Not a single person in my family had it. I've started referring to it as it because I truly believe it's a thing inside of me, a stowaway that shouldn't be there but lives inside of me. It's a need, a desire, a longing to be perfect. Perfect on both sides. As an adult, I'm at the point where I can't live my life normally. I can't keep a job. Women don't want to stay with me because they can't handle it. Honestly, I don't even care when they leave. They're messy and they make things difficult. They roll over my side of the bed instead of staying on their own. They leave dishes in one side of the sink, but not the other. I can't work anymore, so when they leave for the day, I have to stay home and fix everything. It's a relief when they leave for good. The feeling never lasts, though. Eventually, it comes back and finds something else that needs fixing. You may be asking why I seek out relationships to begin with if I can't stand them. Well, it's hard for me to sleep in the middle of the bed at night without moving. Other than relationship problems, my life is pretty much in order. I say pretty much because there's one last issue that needs to be dealt with. You see, I have what's called heterochromia item, or two different colored irises. My right eye is cornflower blue. My left is pale green. Both my parents have cornflower blue eyes, my siblings and cousins as well. My green eye is the broken one. It makes me unbalanced. Every time I look at myself in the mirror, it stares right back at me. It's all I can think about now. Everything is in the right place except for my green little mistake. It didn't hurt the first time when I dug the spoon under my eye. It didn't hurt when it popped out and was hanging by my cheek. I was in shock, but the shock was keeping the pain away, or was it it? I snipped the optic nerve and bolted the warm fluid streaming down my face. My vision being cut in half was a strange sensation. What was left of my dangling flesh I placed back into the empty hole, bandaged the wound, and rinsed the spoon. I went back to sleep. I woke up, happy. I've slept better than I had in years. It was finally done. I was fixed. Got out of bed and stumbled to the bathroom. My body ached and my head was on fire. I flipped the switch in the bathroom and the light was blinding. I slowly removed the bandage that soaked with blood and stick to my face like tape. When I looked in the mirror, my stomach turned. Only then had I realized what I'd done to myself, and I couldn't believe it. There was a hole in the left side of my face, but not the right. I was unbalanced. Again! It was much harder digging out the second eye. My hands were shaky. When I dug the spoon in, I missed several times, puncturing the pupil 3 times before I got it in the right place. Once the eye popped out, I reached for the scissors to finish the job. The blood from the previous night had dried on the blades, so the scissors didn't cut very well. You know when you're a kid in elementary school and the teacher made you cut construction paper for art projects? Did you ever try to cut too many pieces at once, but the scissors couldn't take it? The blades would just kind of fold over each other in the paper. Would get pins between them. That's what happened to my eye. The optic nerves were pinned between the two blades. It was stuck. I tried desperately and frantically to unstick it. I slipped on the blood and started falling to the floor. My reflexes kicked in and I let go of my eye, trying to break the fall with my hand. The weight of the stuck scissors on my eye was unbearable. I knew I couldn't stand it much longer and I had to get to the kitchen to get a knife. But I couldn't. I was in too much pain, so I pulled it straight out of my head. I felt the flesh tearing it from inside my skull. I felt it rip and spew liquids everywhere. I knew I was crying, but there was no way of telling the tears from the blood or the ocular fluid. When I heard the wet slap of flesh against the tile floor, I knew it was done. I knew it was done. I could live my life now without having to see people's awful, messy, uneven lives. relief was washed over me, and I knew it was the last time. I had never felt this way before. Never had this much hope as I laid on the bathroom on the cold, wet, sticky tile. I smiled for the first time.